This one's going to be a little bit over 3 minutes, I think, just because I'm going to ask a couple questions. This one's just about how I submit these videos. I typically try to do videos because I like being able to talk about what I'm learning. I think I retain it a lot better than if I'm writing it. Um, but I typically post them to a student YouTube and then just embed them in the Canvas submission because it uploads a lot faster than if I try to upload the video to the Canvas submission. In the future, if you want me to do it differently, please let me know and I will just upload them via the Canvas submission and just let my computer sit here and upload them. I hope I did this in a way that is acceptable. This activity. Um, I used Monday and Tuesday because Monday was a day I didn't have to work, and so I was just gonna be doing homework and be home alone most of the day. And then Tuesday I would work. I have 3 breaks during work, so 3 times where I could really control and think about my exposure to media. And then later on, I'd have school and time with my wife. And it's also Monday when I didn't work, I learned that I use my phone and am exposed to more media. First off, the 3 exposures that were deliberate. On Tuesday, I have a 15-minute break, a 15-minute break, and a lunch that I have to take. And so during one of those 15-minute breaks, I am trying to go into sports communications. I'm obsessed with sports. And so I had 15 minutes, almost exactly on the dot. It's like 15 minutes and 45 seconds that I spent on the ESPN app just researching scores from different sporting events. It's mostly focused on MLB stuff that, because I don't pay attention to MLB, but I was doing stat hunting from this last year. And then also men's basketball because I love men's basketball. Um, and then during my 30-minute lunch period, I spent the entire 30 minutes scrolling Instagram Reels. Um, I mostly use my Instagram Reels to discover new music, or people who just post music. Like it may not be stuff that is going to be open to they're not posting it on a music platform that I can then take in the music, but they're just posting covers or stuff that they've written. And then the last 15-minute break that I had, I spent on Discord, where I'm also a big UU sports fan. I'm a big BYU sports fan, and so I spent some time on a Discord where I'm with some other BYU fans and just talked about BYU football from this last season. Um, and so I was actively seeking certain information at each of those times, and it was 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and then about 16 minutes on the other one. And then the indirect, I used sometimes for Monday because I was able to actually track it. And I woke up and spent an hour and a half on Instagram, just scrolling reels or looking at posts from people that I know. Um, Indirect that I wasn't seeking out any information. I just woke up and hopped on reels, right? And then I spent later that day about an hour and 15 minutes on YouTube. Didn't hop on to watch anything in particular. I just was bored, right? And so I had a little bit extra time. And then I also spent I think it was about 3.5 hours going over syllabus, um, and also just on my computer on a couple of other apps. So there was some information I was seeking, but then all the extra time after that, it was indirect, right? I just had time on my computer, and so while there's some direct stuff where I'm actually going over school stuff, there's also some indirect information I'm taking in, whether it be news or ESPN as well. I usually have ESPN open just in case anything happens. Um, I didn't have, I'll be honest, the only things that impacted my attitude in a negative way is typically Instagram. I don't think anything impacted my beliefs. Um, Unfortunately, I'm very stubborn, and it's really difficult to change my mind. Um, and so I think the things that impacted my attitude and feelings um, was Instagram, right? I'm going to see a lot of hot button news there, right? You're going to see things that you are not actively seeking out, even if you are going onto Instagram to seek information. And so I see a lot of stuff about Israel and Palestine. I see a lot of stuff about what's going on in Venezuela. I see stuff about what is possibly going on in Denmark, and it's scary, right? And so attitude and feelings, I would say that I was negatively impacted by my time spent on Instagram for the most part in both of those situations. Um, do I don't know if I think at times I think about the effects in real time, right? Where there are times where I'm able to I just put my phone away because I am looking at what I'm looking at and I'm understanding, oh, this is not helping me in any way. I know these things are going on and I know that's important that I understand what's going on, but this is not positively impacting me right now. Um, and for the media that I sought out, it's stuff that I'm seeking out because there are things that bring me joy in those, right? Sports bring me joy, music brings me joy, and then talking with other people that I know personally about sports brings me joy, right? It is situations where I know exactly the feeling that I'm going to get from this media that I'm pursuing, and so I am actively attempting to spend time in that one specific place. I'm going to post the screenshots as a text submission with the embedded video about my usage, but very interesting. I don't think anything surprised me. I think that I was actually surprised at how much media I use even on days that I do work. I listen to a lot of podcasts at work, and so that counts, right? But I think it was still, I knew I spent a lot of time on my phone when I don't work, right? Because I'll get done doing class stuff for the day, and my wife doesn't get home for a while. And so I just have a lot of time on my phone where I'm by myself, and there you go. I just realized this went really long. I don't know how I'm going to fit that in a shorter video. Um, yeah, let me know. I can re-record this if it's too long, but I'm going to post it and then embed it. Really interesting first chapter, and I'm really excited for what's to come.